Okay, let's go through the 3.5 to 3.7 review. So wherever you did your work, you may want to pull that out. The volume of a right cylinder is given by the formula V equals pi r squared h. Find the height of the right circular cylinder that has a radius of 5 meters and a volume of 235.62 cubic meters. Set it at a radius of 5. The only thing that you really need to remember here is that you have to square the 5 before you multiply by pi. So in my calculator, I'll do 5 squared, which is 25, times pi, and you can use 3.14 if you want to. And I end up with 78.5 h. So then we do 235.62 divided by 78.5, and we get 3.001. I'd say that's pretty close to 3. So our answer is 3 meters. That's a multiple choice, so you just click the one that says 3 meters. Okay, I think this is the one that a lot of people were struggling with a little bit. So let's take some time to go over this one. Suppose $9,000 is divided between 2 investments, earning 8% and 6% simple interest. Over the course of the year, the 2 accounts earned a total of $598 in interest. How much was invested in each account? So you take the 8% interest, 0.08, times X, so times some amount of money. Then you do the 6% interest times the total minus X. And that is going to equal however much you earned in interest, $598. So always do the first account times X, the second account times the total minus X, equals the total amount of interest that you earned. Then we're going to distribute, combine like terms, all that good stuff. So we've got 0.08x plus we have to do 9,000 times that. 0.06 times 9,000 is 540. And then this is a negative 0.06x equals 598. When I combine my 0.08 and negative 0.06, that is 0.02x. Subtract the 540 on both sides. That's 58. And then we need to divide by the 0.02. And I get x equals 2,900. Technically, you need to do more work, but if you get 2,900, that's the amount, that x, that's the amount that was in the 8% account. So this is the 8% account. Look at your options. There's only one option that says 2,900 in the 8% account. That would be your correct answer. You may want to add this to your notes. Percent as a decimal times x plus percent times the total minus x equals the interest. That's how you set up these 2 investment problems. This is basically a rate times time problem. The only difficult part is figuring out what the rate is. And once you figure out the pattern of these problems, it's really not that difficult at all. You can paint a house in 9 hours. That means every 1 hour you are painting 1/9 of the house, because then over 9 hours you would complete that house. So you can paint a house in 9 hours. That's 1/9 times the amount of time. Because then if it's 9 hours, 1/9 times 9 is 1. You've completed one job in 9 hours. Your little sister can paint the same house in 12 hours. Her rate is 1/12. If you add those together, it'll be the two of you working together to complete one job. So you 9 hours, 1/9. Your sister 12 hours, 1/12. Multiply both by t and put it equal to 1. It's the same exact type of problem on the test. I think it's like you and your dad painting a room. So it's very, very, very similar. To solve this, you need to get rid of the fractions. And there is a number, a smaller number that you could use. I think 30, no, not 36. Yeah, 36 would work, wouldn't it? You can do 9 times something to get 36. You can do 12 times something to get 36. So you could multiply everything by 36. But honestly, the easiest thing to do that doesn't require a whole lot of thought is just do 9 times 12. 9 times 12 is 108. I'm going to multiply everything in this equation by 108. A 108 times 1/9 is 12. 108 times 1/12 is 9. And 1 times 108 is 108. You're really just doing 108 divided by 9, 108 divided by 12. That gets rid of the fractions. 12 and 9 is 21. Divide both sides by 21, and we get 5.14285. It says round your answer to 1 decimal place. So if we have 5.1428, why does it not want to work? There we go. 1 decimal place, the 4 would tell us to leave it as 5.1. So our answer is 5.1. 5.1. Solve the 3-part inequality. You would start by adding 12 to all 3 sides. That gives us 9 is less than or equal to negative 3x is less than or equal to 21. Divide everything by negative 3. What happens when we divide by the negative? Switch the signs. And negative 7 is the smaller number. So really it should be written like this. And the signs need to be eating the bigger numbers. Notice there's a distractor here. This answer looks kind of similar to my choice B on this problem, but the signs are the wrong direction. So if you forget to flip the signs, there is a distractor there that is that wrong answer. So watch yourself there, make sure you flip the signs. The correct answer is negative 7 is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to negative 3. This next problem, it's a 2-part problem. You do have to complete both parts, so solve and graph. To solve, we need to distribute. So this is negative 3x plus 36 is greater than 45. Negative 3x is greater than 9, because if we subtract 36 on both sides, when we divide by negative 3, we get x is less than negative 3. So x is less than negative 3. To graph the solution, I would really recommend that you draw this on your own paper first. Oops. Before you try to graph it in EdCite. To graph these in EdCite, you pick the symbol that looks the most similar to what you have. So I want the one that is open circle pointed to the left. That's this one. Whichever one you click, it puts those selections over here on the right. So you could click multiple things and have a whole bunch of things on this graph. If you get to have too many things on the graph that you don't want, you just click remove on the ones that you don't want. So if you make a mistake, you can remove the one that you don't want. Once I get this symbol on the graph, then you need to grab that dot and move it. Your finger will not work for this. You will have to use your mouse to grab this. Oh, I think you have to click this thing and then grab it. You want to move that to -3, so x is less than -3. Make the graph on the computer look like your little sketch, and then you're good to go. Okay. These problems, it's going to be very helpful to have your notes out. Absolute value equals, you need to set up two equations. The first one is 2x plus 2 equals 4. The other equation is 2x plus 2 equals -4, and you need to solve both. The fact that it says x equals blank, that should help you to see that, hey, I need to do more than one equation. So 4 minus 2 is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. One of our answers is 1. 2x equals -6. So x equals -3. Our answers are 1 and -3. When you're typing in -3, don't put any spaces between the negative sign and the 3. Just type in -3 and be done with it. It will accept those answers in either order. So if you put -3 first and 1 second, it will still accept those as correct. Okay, greater than. The first thing we need to do is add 7 on both sides. That would give us absolute value of x plus 4 is greater than 10. This is great or. Great or means that one of our inequalities looks exactly the same. The other one, we flip the sign and take the opposite of the right side. Notice it says select all answers that apply. So none of these answers have or. We're going to have to select 2 correct inequalities to make that or inequality. Subtract 4 on both sides, we get x is greater than 6. So I know that one is one of my solutions. Subtract 4, x is less than -14. There's a distractor there. Make sure you don't hit the distractor. The next one is less than, and if you have this written in your notes, this is less and, which means we set up the inequality -5 less than or equal to stuff less than or equal to 5. Look at those answer choices. Which one do you think is going to be the answer for this one? The one that is a 3-part inequality. So you could finish solving this, but to save yourself some time, it's an and inequality. The only one that's an and inequality is that correct answer. 2 more. These, I really just wanted to see how you were at graphing. So this is solve and graph the compound inequality. Again, I would strongly recommend that you do your work on paper and then put the graph on the screen. So I'm going to pause this while you solve each of these. To put this on the graph, you're going to want to select open circle pointed left. Make sure that dot is highlighted and move that to -3. Then select closed circle pointing right and move that one to 4. If you realize you've made a mistake, you just have to click on the picture that you want to edit, and then you can move the dot. Like right now, I can't move this 4 dot because I'm not selected on that one. They highlight the dot that you have selected. This one, to solve it, you just have to subtract 2 on all 3 sides. So -5 is less than x is less than or equal to 2. This means we're going to have an open circle at 5, closed circle at 2, shaded in the middle. So you want to find the picture that looks like that. Open on the left, closed on the right. And then move the 1 dot to -5, the open dot to -5, and the closed dot to 2. And if you happen to click something else and you think, oh crap, I've got extra stuff, just remove the thing that you don't want.